Mixed doubles, there's still opportunities for teams to come back. Stefanos Tsitsipas, what a great performance from him yesterday. Didn't have it all his own way against Grigor Dimitrov. An amazing players playing off against one another, and the number 2 male players playing off against one another. And then, of course, the excitement of the mixed doubles. Sakkari and Tsitsipas have history here in Perth playing mixed doubles, and they're scheduled to play Tomova and Dimitrov. So an exciting morning ahead, and this is confirmation of what we're seeing in Group A. So Greece and Bulgaria have kicked things off, and Belgium will be in action tomorrow. So it's a very quick transition, a very quick turnaround. We've got 2 groups playing out of Perth. The 2 winners of the groups will meet in a final, and that team that wins will go to the semi-finals in Sydney. There is also an opportunity for another team, the next best team that doesn't quite make it through, to get through to Sydney as well. The crowd slowly making its way into the RAC Arena. It is a warm day again here in the West. As always, it's beautiful. And these fans looking forward to some great tennis action. Plenty of hot shots on the courts earlier, and it's a great atmosphere, as always, here in Perth. I'm Peter Mercado. It's great to be back for another season of tennis here in Australia. I'm very excited to be alongside a local, former world number 8, and our Billie Jean King Cup captain, Alicia Molik. Hello.
Thank you, Pete, and welcome. What a beautiful morning it is, and fantastic that we're about to witness Maria Sakkari taking to the court against Viktoriya Tomova. Gorgeous conditions here again in Perth, just spectacular. I mean, I'm very biased, but I do believe this stadium, RAC Arena, is probably the best for tennis. Plenty of air conditioning to keep the crowds cool. We've seen the hot shotters take to the court this morning and have a little hit, warm it up, but the crowds continue to pour in here. Just taking it slow. It still is just about 10 a.m. when play will kick off.
It is an early start, but the Bulgarian fans are in. The Greek fans will be in as well. They're going to make plenty of noise, as they did yesterday as well. It was a wonderful atmosphere here at this stadium. We've got the roof. The roof moves to try and keep the crowd mostly in the shade throughout the day and into the evening as well.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful. And beneath each seat here at RAC Arena, there is air conditioning, so that continues to pump through. The player benches stay incredibly cool. So conditions perfect all round, both for players and spectators. We can look forward to some fantastic action once again today. It was really a fantastic opening yesterday, wasn't it? Stefanos against Grigor.
And it's a great atmosphere here too, because tennis is strong in this part of the world. And I imagine plenty of the folks here, not only tennis fans, but also players as well, who come from all the different tennis clubs around Perth and the surrounding areas to come and see some top-level stuff.
Well, it's a really rich recent history too. Casey Delacroix, Storm Sanders. Look, we've got John Peers, we've got Matt Ebden, Talia Gibson recently being awarded a wild card into the Australian Open. So it's a very healthy setup here in Western Australia, in Perth, a healthy competition, which is really harnessed and encouraged here.
Yeah. Big stakes on the line in this first match. It will be women's singles to get us underway as we continue in Group A. In Group F tonight, it'll be France taking on Argentina, but the scene is set. The countdown is on. Let's bring the players out onto court for our first match.
Would you please welcome our first team representing Bulgaria. Alexander Lazarov, Gergana Topolova, Adrian Andrew, Isabella Shinikova, Dimitar Kuzmanov. Viktoriya Tomova. And Bulgaria's playing captain, Grigor Dimitrov. And their opponent for today's session, representing Greece. Sakkari. Playing captain, Petros Tsitsipas. Valentini Grammatikopoulou. Stefanos Sakkari. Despina Papamikhail. Mikhail Pavlarakis. Maria Sakkari. And Stefanos Tsitsipas. If you are able, please be upstanding for the national anthems of Bulgaria and Greece.
Would you please put your hands together and thank both teams? And stand by for the coin toss.
So the two anthems, and now the teams will meet at the nets and be shaking hands. Great camaraderie. Certainly in Team Greece, we've got family members all over the place, but the Bulgarian team pretty close-knit as well, and it's good to see this at the start of each day, really.
What's unique, isn't it? And that's why everyone does love the United Cup, even makes practice sessions that much more interesting, having the large team around you. As we see Team Greece here, looks like they're about to embrace. They have had great team spirit, a lot of fun and smiles, both on and off court.
They come into this as the top seeds, the only team to have both players on the female and male side ranked inside the world's top 10. So they are a very, very strong team, and we've seen them around these parts before, and they are very much wanting to go all the way in this tournament. So team members will leave the bench. We've got the team benches on the sides. Plenty of stats and everything that they can access there as well. But the biggest thing is that you look over in your corner. Normally throughout the season you might have your coach or a couple of people in your entourage. You've got a whole team sitting courtside cheering you on.
Well, kind of nice, isn't it, to look over and see some familiar faces literally in your corner barracking for you. And of course, both captains, coaches, anyone on the bench is pretty much free to have a word to the player. Generally, it's the coach or captain directly linked to the player, but so nice to go there and join in with the spirit, get the positivity from your team bench as well. And we don't see it in any other format.
There is Viktoriya Tomova on screen. A little bit of a pep talk from Coach Captain Grigor Dimitrov.
Oh, he did a great job yesterday, didn't he, with his on-court coaching or on-court captaining. Had to back up for his singles. Almost prevailed over Stefanos, but just quite didn't get there.
Ladies, so this is Maybella. She's going to be doing the contest for us. Just a few reminders. 25 seconds between points. It will be shown quite clearly in like all the corners. Live ELC, so all the calls will be made instantly. The close ones will be shown on the big screens. Apart from that, if you need anything, just please come see me. But all right. Questions from your end? No? Okay. Would you like WTA or trophy? So she chose trophy. And it is trophy. Okay? Yeah, and just face that way for a quick photo, please. Yeah, there we go.
So Julie Shendley, our umpire for this match, always the photo opportunity. I'm sure that photo will go on the wall at home. And a big year for the WTA too. We should point out, 50-year celebration, the inception of the WTA. Here's confirmation of where we're at. Wins for Greece. Didn't have it all their own way yesterday, but they still come out of it 2-0 as we get into the warm-up here. So Maria Sakkari needing to get the win, or getting the win here for Greece. We'll wrap up the tie, but every match is important. It all counts, all 5 matches that the teams play.
Split over 2 days too, so you're lucky. Some of the players have that opportunity to rest, recoup, recover before contesting the mixed doubles as well. I'm excited to see that action here today.
So here is Viktoriya Tomova, ranked 90 in the world, has been as high as 89. That was in October. It's been a steady progression for Tomova as she's made her way inside the world's top 100. Got a winning record on the WTA in season 2022, 39-31. But she's got 16 ITF titles to her name, and the last one was in 2020. Has reached the second round of the Slams. We're 2022, 2018. That was at the Championships at Wimbledon. Has reached a final on the 125k circuit. So the WTA is split into 2. You've got the main circuit, and then you've got sort of a lower tier, which a lot of these players who are ranked 75 plus get an opportunity to play. Seeing some success there, and more importantly, playing into December as well.
Well, she started to compete and contest gradually more Grand Slams, as you mentioned, Pete. Best result was second round Wimbledon, but you have to accumulate that bank of matches on the ITF Tour to get your opportunities, to get enough points to then start pushing for the Slam qualifiers.
Speaking of pushing, Maria Sakkari, 6 in the world, was as high as number 3. She's reached 4 finals in 2022, and a couple of them big ones. Guadalajara, Indian Wells. Indian Wells was the big one for her. She's been thereabouts for a long time. 4 finals. She's won 1 WTA title. That was in Rabat last year in 2021. Made it to the Tour finals, of course, and got through to the semi-final stage there, and is setting herself for a massive year. It was a big 2022. She wants to go further in 2023. Just
such a pleasure to play too. What a great role model for young girls and females out there too, and the significance of being first Greek female to break into the top 10. I mean, that carries a lot of responsibility with it too, but gee, she carries it well on her shoulders. And as I mentioned, just such a great role model, incredibly hard worker on and off the court, great fighting spirit.
Yeah, they're tied at 1-1. They did meet at the Championships Wimbledon last year, and Sakkari getting the win 6-4, 6-3. The last time they played before that, where Tomova got the win in 3 sets, that was back in 2016 on the ITF circuit. I actually had a look at that tournament, and there's some great players who are thereabouts who are making their way. But obviously Sakkari has made that big jump in the rankings, a bit more slow and steady for Tomova. It's going to make it an interesting clash. Always is first up for the season.
We always do remember, I think, your first encounter against an opponent. I don't think it'll have any bearing or any impact again with Maria at all in any way. But players do remember, Pete. They always remember who won their last encounter. I think that's what sticks in minds most clearly.
28 degrees Celsius in Perth. It's going to get slightly warmer, and then the breeze will just cool things down. You wouldn't have it any other way here.
Well, it's a constant, isn't it?
30
Frio
seconds.
Doctor, every afternoon the breeze does start to rise ever so slowly, and then it nearly blows everyone away. But beautiful here
Ladies
in
and
this
gentlemen,
arena.
Viktoriya Tomova of Team Bulgaria
Really
won the
does tend to
toss and
stay
chose to
cool. And the
receive.
ability, though, to shift and move the shade accordingly, keep the players in the sun, crowd's nice and cool. Conditions that replicate those that the players will encounter later this summer in Australia.
It's so important,
And the
there's
warm-up.
been a lot talked about already after day one of the United Cup about the court surface and everything like that, and how, you know, the new tennis balls are going and everything like that. But you're right, the replication is happening right across the country at the moment, in Sydney, in Brisbane, and obviously here in Perth. That's what makes it such an ideal preparation. So Maria Sakkari be ready to go. Some good innovations that happen here is Grigor Dimitrov. One of the things that actually, I don't know if we saw it yesterday, was team captains can actually jump out onto court sort of as games are going on. Obviously not while play's going on, but if there's a long gap, captain can go out there and just say a few words if they're on the right side of the court to be able to do that.
Saw it ever so briefly, Pete, but I think it was just to deliver a towel. But haven't seen much of it just yet. Again, I think everyone is feeling their way, waiting for the right moment.
So day two, match number one. Match number three in the tie. Maria
First set.
Sakkari of Greece
Maria Sakkari of Team Greece to serve.
to get us underway here on day two. Good way to start your season.
Really putting her stamp on this match, Maria Sakkari. And it was
15.
Tomova that was really retrieving, having to cover all the ground on the court. Did a pretty good job, though.
So first match of the new season. It's still the 30th of December. It's one of the interesting, always the thing that intrigues me about players and their preparation, because both of these players play deep into the season. Sakkari at the tour finals, Tomova playing into December. About that balance between having a bit of a break, putting the rackets down, and then getting into pre-season, because it comes around really quick.
spot on there, Pete. I don't think it has to be the same every single year. There are years where you bank up the matches. So, yes, you want a bit more of a downtime and a break. But there's also years where you feel like, you know, players are playing great and they want to continue the momentum. I feel like you're on a winning streak. Well, might as well go for it. She's playing pretty aggressive, isn't she? Maria Sakkari really looking to dominate with her forehand. You can just see the racket head speed of her forehand, perfectly placed smash into great position. Just immense strength that she possesses too.
Is on the board first in the match.
Game, please. First game.
Coach Tom Hill was actually nominated for Coach of the Year in the WTA for 2022. It worked really well as a combination in terms of building Sakkari in that progression through to the top 10.
Oh, so much, first and foremost, mutual respect between the two, and I think that is the cornerstone to a really successful player-coach partnership and relationship.
Well, you know what I've missed, Alicia? It's been 12 months. I haven't seen the win predictor. Here it is. So 79% for Sakkari. Tomova 21%. On the face of it, that sounds about right.
Viktoriya Tomova to serve for Team Bulgaria.
So just to note, the electronic line calling in place across the United Cup, including here in Perth. We're seeing it grow on the tours across the year more and more.
Back onto the win predictor, I think it needs to include where every player has conducted their pre-season, because, gee whiz, it's a big change between the European winter to the Australian summer, and the heat and the effects on a high-performing body really takes a bit of time to adjust.
30-50.
And generally those who have success right now, this time of year, have been training in the heat, have been adjusting, acclimatizing.
I know that Sakkari's going to really attack that Tomova second serve. 128 kilometres an hour and very shallow in the service box. There's Stefanos Tsitsipas. Being quite sun smart and fair enough too.
Well, that's a great lob. Perfect amount of loft to get over the head of Maria Sakkari. But it is a second serve that Tomova possesses that will continue to be attacked because it's very predictable. Not a heap of pace, but she gets a lot of slice. So that's going in to the forehand of Sakkari basically every time. She's able to skip around and create an aggressive shot for herself.
can see already, just at that point, the court position too, with Sakkari right on top of the baseline. Tomova already meters behind.
Yeah, it seems to me that, you know, a number of times from the baseline, Sakkari's had 1 foot inside the deep blue of the court. It's Tomova who seems to be moving exactly that, Pete, deep behind the baseline.
Did really well, Sakkari there, hitting every line along the way. Early break point.
Advantage, Team Greece.
Yeah, it's committing to the shot, isn't it? That's what we've seen from Maria in this last rally in particular. That supreme footwork. That's what I really admire. She gets herself into perfect position, has great foot speed. And it's frustrating because it's hard to get the ball by her.
He's taken to this well, Grigor, as the team captain, playing captain. Again, that ball landing centimetres inside the baseline. There's no time to react.
And with cutting around the outside of the ball with the amount of slice, it's basically almost impossible to try and get it to the backhand of Sakkari on the return of serve.
Advantage, Team Bulgaria.
Apart from that one, a little more pace on the serve. That's when she can do it. It's when she decelerates, slows the second serve down, that it's giving Maria Sakkari time to skip around and really dictate. Staying really tough here, Viktoriya Tomova.
Tomova was also a quarter-finalist at Eastbourne this year on grass. Had some good success, actually, on grass.
Advantage, Team Bulgaria.
Just caught that a bit late. Well done, Tomova, there to hang in save a couple of break points and level things up.
1 game on.
Oh, she stayed pretty tough, didn't she? And really had to make up some ground on the first shot after the serve because she was really under the pump immediately. Had to react really quickly, stay down low.
Grab the shade wherever you can.
Oh, Sun smart again. Slip, slop, slap. It's only missing one thing, the cap. No hat, no play, Pete.
Yep. They're missing another umbrella. Get the rest of the team in.
Love 15.
Despite having all the success that she did in 2022, Maria Sakkari did say that she was feeling the pressure a little bit after that final at Indian Wells, the pressure of expectation, but very, very quickly recovered. Had a great back end to the season as well. 40 and 23 on the season.
Sakkari's ascendancy is a relatively new thing for her, a new experience. So I think fantastic, and it's fine to feel that pressure. I think even better the fact that, you know, she was able to acknowledge that she was feeling a bit under the pump. That's natural. Start doing really well. Everyone expects you to replicate that every week. It's just part of the journey, part of the learning curve and experience. She'll be so much better for it. But easier to overcome once you acknowledge.
So a couple of double faults already in the match for Sakkari. Yeah, really strong end to the season. It's actually reached 15 semi-finals across the past couple of seasons. It's the tour's best. So remarkable consistency. Ooh, just gave it too much through the middle. So now it's Sakkari who's under pressure on her serve. A couple of break points here. Just dialing in that radar. The first match of the season, the first set of the season. And she does get the break. So Viktoriya Tomova with the early leads in the must-win tie for Bulgaria. She's got the early break. It's 2-1 in the opening sets. So, as Team Bulgaria sit down, I'm leaving this one to you, Alicia. You are a resident of Cottesloe. Tell us all about it.
Well, we will be meeting there for a swim tomorrow, Pete. Beautiful, pristine beaches. I keep telling you about the fact that the sand does actually squeak between your toes. Just stunning pictures there also of gorgeous Scarborough Beautiful ocean pool. Wales, they were only really passing by just a few months ago, but a stunning coastline. We've seen some of the teams here visit recently. The Indiana Tea House, plenty to do. Just a stunning part of the world.
And not too far from the centre of Perth, is it?
Well, it's only a 25-minute drive, 20 minutes if you're lucky with traffic. But it's a must-see, a must-visit, must-see part of the world, let alone Australia.
Time.
So an early break of serve here for Viktoriya Tomova of Bulgaria. Must-win match for the Bulgarian team. As you can see on the right of your screen, Greece with a 2-0 lead. Best of 5 matches this United Cup. So the electronic line calling happening, but means that the players, you could see Sakkari wanting to look at where that ball actually landed. Didn't miss by much.
That's an unbelievable move from Maria Sakkari. Pushed incredibly wide and deep in the court, but had the foot speed and leg speed to get out there and still remain really level.
And there it is again, exactly what you're talking about, Alicia.
And look, the score isn't truly reflective. I feel like Maria is in command and in charge in this match. Really pushing Tomova left and right. Great court movement. I'd love to see a few flatter forehands into the Tomova forehand. Sakkari gets so much racket head speed, plenty of spin. But Tomova with the big, long forehand swing. I feel like she can really expose that by a few quicker balls. Such a hard worker too, Maria Sakkari, and it's intimidating. You walk out against an opponent and look so fit and strong. You know, it's almost as if they've won a few games on you before you've even started. She puts in all the work, and she's been reaping the rewards.
But also, the fact that she's only one of 3 players that started the year in the top 10 and didn't drop out of the top 10 all year. The belief that she has now to be able to match it right at the very top and know what you need to do early stages of a tournament. Opponents rank below you now to get the job done. Gets the break back immediately. Level things up in this opening set.
2 games.
Oh, that was incredible ball striking from both players. And it's a pretty physical match out there thus far. And a bit of a shift there with Sakkari. I feel like just finding her range a little better, waiting for the right ball. But really has had it on a string, dictating and dominating from the central corridor of the court. Tomova, no doubt, doing more of the moving. That's huge, 181. Don't have to be 6'4" to have a massive serve. It's technical, it's about strength, it's also about your core and your coil.
Another double.
30-50.
You can hear the Team Greece bench just giving the encouragement. Sakkari down that end of the court where her team is.
Much better serve from Sakkari, really exploded up and out with her legs. Plenty of height. It's a good way to measure the second serve, how much topspin you get on the ball as to how high it travels over the net. That was a really healthy looking second serve. Really kept her racket speed up too.
Oh, yes. Shot of the morning so far from Viktoriya Tomova.
Wow, pretty impressive here by Tomova. It's a really clean strike of the backhand. Look how she leans her body weight through the shot, but doesn't fall off or through it until she's made contact. She has had success going out wide, hasn't she, Sakkari? Particularly when she's afforded herself to take a little bit of pace off. That last wide serve, 164, allowed her to get a more acute angle, more slice off the court, moving away from Tomova.
Game, Team Greece.
And so, after breaking back, holding serve, Maria Sakkari.
Team Greece.
And we are on serve in this opening set. It's 3-2.
it's unlikely that she's going to be trying to slap winners. I don't feel like you have to do too much. And also, I think she hit one back and down the line with it. If you can find the forehand, better. But also, I don't believe she's going to do that 40 times. Much more patience and constructing the point. That's all you have to do. She can't hurt.
Because she has no pace on her ball, and it's tough to generate. You know, it's not like you can use her power.
Then try to feel more that you're moving her instead of necessarily trying to hit through. She's quite comfortable running side to side, just getting the ball back. Back behind is a great strategy, but what I would like more is not only you have to play through the middle, wait for a shot where you can then play angles. But one thing that you can't do is you try to force it and shoot too early in the point. Patience. That's how you broke in the last game. Patience, patience, patience. And what will happen is as the match goes on, she will then start to shoot more and make more mistakes.
Time.
Come on, Maria. Come on, Maria.
So discussion, Maria Sakkari and Tom Hill, the changeover. Team Bulgaria on serve in this opening set.
And if you did happen to miss the discussion between Tom Hill, Maria's coach, and herself, it was largely about, well, don't be afraid to play through the middle till you get a ball to open yourself up, open your opponent up. Sakkari was also saying there's times like on the second serve where she's finding it really difficult to generate her own power because she's not able to completely feed off the pace of shot from her opponent. That's where you have to remain really physical with your body weight and footwork. I did say patience though.
Well, that was very patient, well weighted, right ball to play. Had plenty of time just to load up here up the line and playing with plenty of margin too. So you're not going to try and hit the line itself. It's always going to win the point from there. Oh, and again, 2 in a row.
30.
We'll talk about patience, but also talk about control. She hit through both of those forehands up that line.
That's a beautifully constructed point from Viktoriya Tomova. Really began it by stepping around her forehand so she could generate a first shot as a backhand there. It is the side she is more comfortable. But what beautiful touch here. And forcing Sakkari to hit the ball up. Great foot speed though.
Game, Team Bulgaria.
Tomova gets through. All square at 3 games all in this opening set.
3 games.
Oh, she's frustrated there. Sakkari motioning with her hand, saying, well, the serve is slow. Well, that's where you have to step up. Step up. Get into great position. You have to feel confident. You have to go for it. There's no half hitting it. Give yourself a little bit more margin. Keep hitting it just as hard. Just bring the court in.
Oh, just miss. Full stretch.
Law 15.
Just realised
Love
Sakkari was a fraction behind the baseline. And what a shift and a change-up. Pretty unexpected. It's not often you see Sakkari not even attempt to get the ball, but just did not have a read on it whatsoever.
Fifteen, 13. Third wheel.
Yeah, gets it again. He's working well on the forehand up the line. This time a backhand up the line, getting the job done.
And she has adjusted ever so slightly with that conversation with her coach, Maria Sakkari. Just has hit a few more balls down the central corridor through the middle and then opened up. I think it's just allowed her to get a bit of safety and security early on. Spectacular.
Just missed. Well, the call's not going to be overturned. What do you reckon that looks like, Alicia?
Got to see the physical bounce. So it looks about maybe 35 mils to me, Pete. Millimetres, that is.
Good eye. Always.
Give or take, give or take.
Always go with the player on that. Always know.
No, you're right. The call cannot be adjusted, but Just probably puts Sakkari's mind at ease.
Advantage, Team Greece.
Also, just to know how far you actually miss by. Yes, it's a close call, but 35 mils.
Deuce. Let for serve.
Under pressure, Sakkari.
Yeah, just let that ball get up too high and away from her. Got up so high when she made contact, really did lose control of it. Don't mind that, the serve into the Tomova forehand. Just seems to get better depth when she's able to manufacture a backhand return. One for Sakkari to make a mental note of.
Beaten for the depth of shot. Spending a lot of time
Team
at the
Greece.
back of the court behind the baseline, Tomova. It does get through, Sakkari. Holds serve, but doesn't have it all her own way. 40 minutes in. We're on serve. It's 4-3 opening sets.
Team Greece leads 4-3.
It's hard work out there, but let's have a look here, just underlining what you're talking about, Alicia, in terms of Sakkari being the aggressor and where they're actually hitting the ball from in the rallies.
Well, this is actually one of my favourite indicators in
Ladies and
any
gentlemen,
single
the physio
tennis
has been
match.
called
Look
to
at
the
Sakkari there, 23% inside the court, as opposed to Tomova. She's playing 95% of balls back behind the baseline. That is just so much more hard work. You're having to run further. Balls are more difficult to control. And Sakkari definitely trying to dictate and dominate more. In fact, I'd like to see Sakkari even inside the baseline even further. She's got that ability. And never mind, don't need the neck towel. Have the ice bag on the head, does the same trick.
Simple but effective. Now, the physio has been called to court. Not sure who for at this stage, but we'll know momentarily.
It's been an absolute battle, though, hasn't it? Ebbs and flows, level incredibly high.
Physio's heading over to the Team Bulgaria bench, so it'll be for Viktoriya Tomova.
That's interesting. Grigor Dimitrov stretching out what appeared to be the left calf.
So let's have a look here what the issue might be with Viktoriya Tomova. So we've got the just grabbed the back of her leg there.
Back of the calf muscle. And I couldn't look at this stage of the match, 4-3, only 7 games in. I can't imagine there would be any sort of cramping. But an opportunity now for the physio to give a full assessment before the injury timeout does begin, and perhaps some taping. Just
Ladies and gentlemen, Team Bulgaria is now receiving a medical timeout.
So they'll get in now to treating the problem. Doesn't look to be anything major that's going to stop the match. Safety first, precautions first. Particularly at this stage of the year, right at the very top of the year.
Well, that's the difficult part of the year too. It's, yes, everyone's competed, not competed, but completed their pre-season, plenty of training, on-court activity as well as off-court strengthening and running. But again, match play takes a different toll on the body, particularly when you add in court temperature and heat.
And this is the other dynamic that I'm liking. So as Tomova's getting the treatment, Grigor Dimitrov is just giving the instruction.
Yes, plenty going on.
Meanwhile, down the other end.
Той заема ги защитава между ама стоп, да, влезе нещо. Да, той не играл и ти като не видиш има много голяма разлика с 90 началото или 97. А ти като не видиш активитите, те не играят, примерно те имат една победа, не и те си джава. Техничка за малко да падна от Чемберлен. Той за малко ще падне от един пеши карт, един Джовани, един черен.
So time ticking down on this medical timeout. Sakkari wanting to keep going.
Get on with it, yeah.
Well, there's Pam Whitecross, who's one of the most experienced WTA supervisors. He's ready and just keeping a close eye on everything and close eye on the time. It's so important to communicate and communicating to the umpire that all is good to go.
Time.
So patch-up work for Viktoriya Tomova. Medical timeout in this opening set, serving with new tennis balls at 3-4.
Law 15. Love 13.
Sakkari chose that time to skip around and step around, play a backhand. It's great to have the option though. And I think just Tomova, just a little bit mentally distracted with what was going on with her leg and probably incredibly worried about it. It's really...
Plenty of time, an easy break of serve for Sakkari straight after the medical timeout.
Yeah, it really seemed to be a distracted
Team
game.
Greece leads 5 games
for
to
Viktoriya Tomova. And all of a sudden it seems that Sakkari has that extra wind, the extra energy.
Finland.
Yeah, and impatience showing. Because when you do feel a little niggle, that concern does affect your level to think with clarity. But just trying to keep the points a little too short is Tomova.
Let second serve.
Well, Sakkari thinks that ball has gone wide. There's no one to argue with.
30-15.
The ball, of course, is in. There's no malfunctions here. To my eye, it looked like about 12 millimetres.
It's unusual because you're waiting for the line call from the lines person as well. So it's a bit of an adjustment for the players having the electronic line calling.
And now a point away from taking this opening sets. 52 minutes on court. Again, Tomova, and just see at the back of court at that far end, just trying to stretch out. No, he's not going to run to that one.
Game and first set.
And so Sakkari takes the opening sets.
By 6 games
Match
to
number
3.
3, now opening tie here. The United Cup, 6 games to 3. So Tomova is going to leave the court. Let's take a look at the numbers, Alicia, for this opening set. 52 minutes. It was a competitive set, but Sakkari taking it 6 games to 3.
Well, it opened with a real battle. Both players going neck and neck, but Sakkari.
Tomova even tougher now.
Second set.
With the injury that she's picked up. You can see the
Team
bandaging
Bulgaria to serve.
on her leg there. She's serving first in the second.
Out. Law 15. Love 13.
Oh, she thought she had the point one. Tomova, Sakkari making a play that extra ball and already under pressure in this second set.
That's a great combination there by Tomova. The wide serve, really trying to open up the court as much as possible, so she's got somewhere directly to hit into.
Again, forced back in the court. And Sakkari rolling along now. The opening game of this second set.
Great.
See how hard the players are working. Bottom left of your screen there, kilojoules. Tomova is covering a lot of ground.
Let's go. Come on.
Good job.
Calculated by distance, perhaps covered on the court.
Yeah, the amount of physical energy that's been expended across the match.
Yeah, well, she hasn't let up. Sakkari, has she? Despite, it can get difficult if your opponent does have a niggle or injury, timeout. She's really stayed the course, stayed focused. I mean, that's an example of why Sakkari is so good. End range on her forehand, on full stretch. Most players would only get there in time to try and play a squash shot or a slice, but she actually got there with enough time to hit over the ball, take a full swing at it. Mind you, a really condensed short swing, but that's the level of physicality which she brings.
40-11. (40-15).
Well, she's hanging in well, Viktoriya Tomova. Clearly hampered, but starting to hit out. Realising that she's going to have to go on the attack here. Try and take some time away from Sakkari. So 2-love now in the second set.
Team Brisbane's 2 games to love.
I'll take a look at that. Have a look. Shots taken inside the baseline. Games 1-7 for Tomova, only 5%. And beyond the point where she started to suffer ever so slightly with her calf muscle, now 33% of balls being struck inside the baseline. That's a really healthy number. And that, of course, is because she wants to try and keep the points as short as possible now. It's not possible for her to cover the court quite as much. I do believe she'd be a much better player if she adopted that kind of mindset in every single match. It's the next step, the next level.
Just like that.
That's taking it on, isn't it? Sometimes when you have, as a player, when you have less options, it almost makes things a lot clearer. You have a lot more clarity with what exactly it is you need to do, what you need to execute out on court. Thought patterns a lot clearer. Things are more black and white.
Let second set.
And just had too much time well inside the court there, Sakkari. Knows that the Tomova game plan has changed. Just wants to assert that authority again.
(30). Let Fusu.
Yeah, nicely done.
40.
We've seen that a lot down the other end of the court.
I think Sakkari was actually trying to get that return into the forehand side of Tomova, but have a look here. She steps around. That is her favourite shot and favoured side.
But she's hanging in, which is great to see from Viktoriya Tomova. Down to sets, but it's 2 games to 1 now in the second. So as Viktoriya Tomova fights on, we're going to Kings Park, beautiful part of Perth, because the spectacular view overlooks the Swan River. You can see the CBD of Perth sprawled out around you. There's just plenty to go and explore up there too. It's a rather large expanse of parkland.
Well, the State War Memorial, plenty of playgrounds for the kids, the wildflowers too, Pete. I know you love taking a look at those, but just gorgeous. Both overlooks the city, as well as you mentioned the Swan River, such a gorgeous part of Western Australia.
Picnics, open air movies, plenty going on up there. So Viktoriya Tomova fighting on down a break in this second set, but just hanging in there. And you can see again, team captain Grigor Dimitrov just trying to stretch out that calf. Tomova having a medical timeout towards the end of the opening sets.
Time.
To change the way that she's approaching this match. But she fights on. Another beautiful day in Perth. Day 2 of the United Cup. Greece with a 2-0 lead in this tie. Maria Sakkari looking pretty good here. World number 6. A set and a break to the good.
Look.
Pressure. Tomova not going away. Good depth of shot again.
Now the fight's impressive too, isn't it? Really feel like she's regained momentum, Tomova. That was a beautiful serve. And that's the side to pick off. Plenty of width on the slice serve. 145 k's an hour. If you can get it to around that figure, around 150 or just under, generally gives the ball enough time to slide away from the court and your opponent. And I just love her intensity. Sakkari. It's at 2:140 for 10. It's never a bad time to give yourself a bit of encouragement.
Oh, good reach. Had to climb for that one. And the fist pump is deserved. Sakkari 3-1 now. Rolling along
Team
nicely.
Leads 3 games to 1.
The intent to attack and get into the net. It's good to see.
Yeah, it was beautiful play here from Sakkari. Look at this, foot speed to get up. Gets enough work on the ball and then enough elevation. The acceleration off the court here, that's athleticism at its absolute best.
It's confidence too.
Love 15.
Well, that'll make her feel a little bit better. Tomova, that ace out wide.
That's the other thing that's improved with Tomova since her slight injury is the fact that she's more prepared to put pace on her second serve. The last 138 k's an hour. She's around the 120 mark during the first set. That's a big shift. And that's because she doesn't want to be bullied around by Sakkari off the return of serve.
Ooh. There's way too much time to get around to that off forehands. But set up the point beautifully again.
Steps in Sakkari. Just see the really fine little adjustment steps.
Advantage Team Bulgaria.
Just left that one hanging too much through the middle of the court. And when Tomova has the ability to get set on the backhand side, it is her absolute strength.
Deuce.
Sees the racket face open up. Sakkari done that plenty of times. Great at closing throughout this match.
Again, just hitting out Tomova
Advantage.
had some epic service games in the opening set and managed to get through. Same thing happening here, but finding a way.
Let first.
Hanging in again, still down a break at Tomova, but fighting on. Sakkari a set and 3-2.
3 games to 2.
Well, Pete, take a look at this. The Sakkari first serve placement. And on the juice court, she's serving that 79% into the forehand of Tomova. Look at that, 79 on the ad side. So that's really the area she's trying to target. She's very aware. She's done her homework. She knows that the Tomova backhand is dangerous when she gets set. I'm surprised she hasn't actually served a few more balls into the body forehand side, but really deliberate there.
Don't mind that, because she's winning a lot of those points, and then every so often she'll throw one out the other way just to keep Tomova guessing.
Тя ти сервира малко. Да, обаче тя сервира малко еднотипно. Така че дай, може би, опитай се, може би, една крачка назад да опиташ, примерно. Или да се опиташ 2 крачки назад, примерно. Или застани повече в едната страна, или застани повече в друга. Опитай по нещо, дай някакъв друг, визуално и дай нещо друго да види. Нали, защото ако стоиш по един същи начин, тя се продължава да се стои и се сервира от нея да си.
Grigor Dimitrov really engaging with his whole team and the players. You can see the respect and the eye contact often, the respect that they have for that man in picture. Dual roles, playing captain as well as player.
I didn't understand a word of it, but I'm on board completely. Yeah, you see that, and he's taking it very seriously. Good to see. Sakkari, though, up a break, 3-2 in this second set. Just missing about 25 millimetres, that one. Of course, this is what can happen when you're really trying to be the aggressive player, is there will be the unforced errors that'll creep in. But you can't afford to take a backward step here, not being a set and a breakdown.
Game, Team Greece.
Just keeps rolling along here. There's Maria Sakkari.
Team Greece leads 4 games to 2.
Oh, she stayed pretty tough, hasn't she, Sakkari? Really wearing down Tomova in more ways than one. out of options with her play, and it's become a real physical struggle for Tomova.
Out. 15.
Just to underline what you were saying earlier, Alicia, about Tomova being more aggressive on that second serve, a 10K differential, set 1-2.
You're right, Peter, and I don't think it's because she wants to serve hard. I think it's a natural born fact out of the display we're seeing. She's a bit injured. She's a bit under the weather, not moving quite like she was in the first set. She doesn't want to run after the serve. Imagine if she could adopt that same serving mentality in other matches. Again, we talk about, the 1%ers and the differences between the best and the rest. That's definitely, that holds a big place. Having a quality second serve.
Danger signs now for Viktoriya Tomova. More break points here.
Game.
Yep, too short in the service box for Tomova, and Sakkari now will be coming out to serve for the match. She leads 6-3 and 5-2.
Great job.
So with Maria Sakkari looking to win through and wrap up this tie for Team Greece. Dimitar Kuzmanov of Bulgaria going to get ready for his match against Mikhail Pervilarakis. This is just backstage. It's been a tough road for Viktoriya Tomova. You can see there Grigor Dimitrov just where his foot's positioned, just to really try and stretch that calf out, and that's been the big problem for Viktoriya Tomova today. Reminder that Sakkari she's able to wrap up this match, or wrap up the tie for Team Greece, but every match important at this United Cup. Still plenty to discuss between Maria Sakkari and Coach Tom Hill. Maria Sakkari in a commanding position now in this match. 6-3, 5-2, an hour and 25 on court. First match of the day here at RAC Arena in Perth. And the world number 6 now serving for the match and the tie. And a solid performance from Sakkari this morning. Really impressive. Yes, things to work on, but she should be well happy with her efforts thus far.
30 love.
A lot of the aggression that we've seen, particularly in the opening set. Getting the job done again. And racing to match points. And that'll do it. A great way to start the new season. And a great way to end the year.
6-3,
Maria Sakkari wrapping up the tie for Team Greece, getting the job done over Viktoriya Tomova. 6-3, 6-2, 1 hour and 27 minutes on courts. A super performance from start to finish. And this is good to see as well as both players go to the opposition benches. So Maria Sakkari now giving Greece an unassailable 3-0 lead in this tie against Bulgaria. Fans pretty happy about that as well. Viktoriya Tomova, well, it was a tough day for her, hampered by a calf injury. Did have a medical timeout. It made things tough. But Sakkari, the world number 6, getting the job done nicely. A hug from Apostolos Tsitsipas, Tom Hill. Now work away around the team. There's a great camaraderie with Team Greece. Well pleased with their efforts. In fact, the whole Greek team can. They come in as top seeds. They certainly deserve to be considered one of the favourites for this United Cup. So as Maria steps up to the microphone, she's catching up with Alicia Molik.
To be back in Australia, particularly in that fantastic form that we just witnessed on this beautiful court.
Indeed, I mean, it's an amazing court. I have great memories. You know, Steph and I were here, I believe, almost 4 years ago. We played some amazing matches, you know, against some incredible players. So that's what we were saying yesterday. We're thrilled to be back, and of course, you know, we're very happy to get 3 wins and to keep going, of course.
And it's been an amazing 12 months for you. First woman from Greece in the top 10. Despina spoke yesterday of how much a role model you are, Stefanos, all of the team. That must be something that you wear with pride too, being an inspiration to all the young Greek players.
Well, I'm very, grateful that I actually have a great team behind me this hopefully 10 days. They're amazing people. We really get along really well. And of course, that's what we were saying yesterday, that we feel like home here because of the large Greek community, as we all know. So we're, very excited to keep winning. And of course, we want to make it till the end and, enjoy our time here.
Well, you may not know this, but you're my favourite person to follow on Instagram. I love watching your videos. You spoke of the fact that in this off-season, you took your fitness with your trainer to a new level. What did you mean by that?
He actually took it to a different level. So, no, he pushed me really hard, and it's something that I really like to do. Going to the gym is like my hobby at the same time. So, I really like, if I'm not fit on the court, then I feel like I cannot play my best tennis. And when I feel like that I can move well, that I can hit powerful shots, then I feel like I'm a very good and dangerous player.
Well, it's a pleasure for all of us here in Perth at the United Cup to watch you compete. Well done, Maria. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah, a great performance and a great springboard into 2023. And getting the thumbs up on the interview, Alicia's interview, which is good to see as well. Must take plenty of confidence into this new season. I think You're going to see a few more steps taken from Maria Sakkari in 2023. As we take a look at the numbers for the match, you can see plenty of first serve points won from Sakkari today. High enough first serve percentage. 15 forehand winners to 3. That was the one that we've been following throughout the match. Fewer backhand winners, but getting to the net, which is a good sign of intent, good sign of attack. Had plenty of break point opportunities and kept the unforced errors in check, but got it done nicely. 1 hour and 27 minutes. Maria Sakkari 6-3, 6-2. It means that they've got a 3-0 lead now in the tie. So a good performance from Maria Sakkari. Our first match on day number 2 here in Perth of the United Cup, getting it done in straight sets.